up, guys? Time to show off a couple things. New build, a couple new items on a build that we haven't done before. So first off, we're going to do a Komandirskie dial. So the base watches that I use, I typically do not use those dials. A lot of times we sand them down the brass, and then reuse those in my style dials. But every once in a while you come across a dial that's really awesome, and I had a blue sunburst Komandirskie, just a nice classic looking dial. So I haven't done one of these in a long time. I haven't done a, just a what one would consider a mod, though typically with a mod you're taking the same case and the same dial, and you're modifying the hands on it, the bezel, things of that nature. But this took the dial, swapped the dial into a movement that had a black date wheel on here. Took it from the case that it was originally in, put it in a 110 polished case. You have your milled crown, that is a stock crown towards that case. Did an Atlas bezel on this with a minute insert. Finding a blue didn't quite correlate because all the blues that I had, when you paired it against it, made this look like it was purple. And it kind of has a little bit of a purple hue if you get it in the right light. But solid blue was always typically a darker blue, and it made this look like a purple, and then it didn't match. So grabbed one that had blue, like anodized highlights, which kind of go with that same kind of sunburst look. So did that. Since we were doing a Boctok, went with a Boctok engraved exhibition caseback. You have a stainless steel movement holder in there as well. And then I put this on one of my new custom super soft white leather straps from HD Straps with a silver stitch to it. Got my logo branded. I was like, wait a second, it wasn't lasered, it was branded. Branded in with a BVW preview buckle on there. And I think this came out pretty awesome. Holes on this look like they're small, but this leather is super soft and this goes right through it, and even though it's thick, it still works nicely. So nice, just good looking polished watch. And I think whoever gets this will really like this. Bezel on this will turn left, it'll turn right. It is on there decently tight, but it is a tension ring bezel. Few things with this. Automatic mechanical. You saw you have the rotor in the back, so as you're moving, that rotor's moving, and that's keeping you wound. But before you put it on, you're going to want to wind it just a little bit. And how you do that is you back the crown off the threads until you hear it and feel it clicking. And at that point, you can wind. And a wind is a turn that way. Turning it towards you does not wind, but it is a lot easier to keep your finger spacing and go back and forth. 4 or 5 seconds of that, mixed with your rotor movement, will keep your time throughout the day. But if you do it for another 4 or 5 seconds, you're going to max out your 31-hour power reserve on it. You cannot overwind it. It's got a slipping mainspring in there, so it will not take on any more than it needs. It's got reversers, and it's just deflecting any more tension. When you're happy with your wind, you're going to pull it to the one and only click, and you can now set your time. It does not have a hacking movement, so this will keep going. Oh, I didn't even go over the hands. We've got nice... I don't remember how we called these. They're essentially a gunmetal. It looks like they're black, but they're not really black. They're more of a very dark silver with a white classic-esque style seconds hand. I thought they went super nice with it. So at one point I was thinking I might do a black bezel on this. I was like, nah, let's just stick with silver and blue with a little bit of a highlight of black. I think that will look good. So then you can set your time. Now you're going to say, well, there's only one position. How do you adjust your date? Well, one of the reasons I don't utilize date wheels and with this model is these have been made the same way since they've always been made. And most people only have a single watch where these come from. And they're used to not having to advance the date other than, your 30-day months to your 31-day months and things of that nature, right? So they're used to wearing it all the time. So adjusting the date a day was never a big problem, whereas we go through watches. We have all kinds of watches. We might not wear the same watch. Like I personally could wear a different watch almost every day for 2 years and not wear the same watch twice, which is, my wife loves that. Not at all. So some of us are like that, and you're like, oh, okay, well, where's that little quick date set? There is no little quick date set, but there is a way to quickly adjust your date if you are that guy who wants it adjusted. So what you're going to do is you're going to advance it until the date changes. So obviously that's noon. The date didn't change. Go flip it around. Changes to the 1st. Okay. If you go backwards, around 9 o'clock, you're going to see that one kind of go up a little bit and drop back down. Okay. I go ahead and just go back to 8 just to make it safe. Now you're on 2. That's your quick date set. Don't go 9 to 12. Go 8 to 12. Now I'm going to let you know of another thing. And I've said it on the other ones that I've done that have a date wheel. One thing you're going to want to do, as you're doing this, you're going to want to watch that number. If you ever go back and you see that move and then you advance forward and it clicks, but it stays on the same number, it's only happened a couple times I've ever seen, but I've known what happens thereafter because I've been able to make sure it doesn't happen. If you ever have that happen, don't do the reverse back to 8 and back up to 12. Something that, like, what happens is it like gets it off kilter or something. Literally advance it 24 hours. Let it move to number 4, then go back and do your 4-hour jump back and forth. The 2 times I didn't mention that, and then I learned from in the beginning, it basically jumps your calendar off. If you do it the 4-hour back, it doesn't move, and you do it again, then it just doesn't work. It stays whatever number's on there. I don't know why that's the case, but the 2 times it's ever happened, I've had to disassemble the whole watch and reset that calendar wheel. But anytime it's ever happened to me thereafter, and we just did the advance on 24 hours, it went right back to normal, and typically it doesn't even happen. I'm just throwing that out there as a disclaimer. If you'd ever notice that would happen, that's what you got to do. So 3, 4. Pretty simple. Doesn't take more than 5 seconds per day. And that's just me. Just going smooth. Okay, that's how you advance it. So, and that's the same as if you do it that, or you go, I don't have anything to do and I want to do it like this. You can literally do this too. Seven. Okay. Alexa, what time is it? 3:24 p.m. I went way too far. 3:24 p.m. Push it over, get it out of that time setting, and wind it down. That is the Komandirskie build. As with every build, you're going to get matching beads. You're going to get one of my vintage slider boxes from Mr. Chris Evans. A little smaller of a box. I'm going to have to make this a little bit tighter in there since this is thicker. These don't stand as tall as my other boxes and not as deep. So this will be in there a little bit tighter. It's going to come with watch cleaners. This is good on all glass and metal parts. Non-toxic, non-residue, non-streaking, as well as a microfiber. It's also going to come with leather conditioner to keep that strap perfectly soft. You will probably never need it with this strap, but you can use it with your other straps. Apply it. Typically you want to apply it on the back where it's making contact with your wrist if you're needing that softness there. But you can put it definitely on both sides and loosen up a watch. And lastly, you're going to get some fine scratch remover. This is Novus 2 from Amazon, just repackaged. It's like a poly watch, and it's for your domed acrylic glass that you can scratch. But if you do, no worries. You're going to put a tiny bit of that on it, and you're going to buff it out with one of these two. This is the replacement to this. I only have a few of these left. You'd apply it. If the scratch is up and down, just go left and right, hazing that scratch. Fill it in, buff it, and it should be gone. If it's not, revisit it in a little bit. Let that solidify, and you're basically just kind of filling back in that scratch. Now, that was a polished case. If you have a Cape Cod cloth, cut a tiny square of that and just go back and forth over. Don't, Cape Cod, if you buy one of those off Amazon, you get the 10. Buy the 10. That's what I would always suggest. Cut open your packet. Cut off a little piece of the pink material. And then just rub it up and down. Usually 30 seconds will do it. If it's not off, flip that over. Do it again. And the scratch should be gone. A lot of times I get these cases and they already have a surface scratch in them, and or whenever I'm taking the bezel off and getting rid of all that stuff, I can put them in there myself because it's super easy, and then I just clean them up myself, make sure that they are good to go. But Cape Cod cloth will keep that polished. The everything else I've included with it will keep your watch looking clean, your strap soft, and any scratches on the domed acrylic. So that's the build. If it's going to you, congrats. You got something I don't do very often, at least anymore. And if you want me to build you something custom and unique, reach out and I'll see what I can do. And if you want to continue to see videos like this, like and subscribe as I put them up all the time. Thanks, friends.